I like the balance of both sides. Multan just have this really good look about them with their top order batting, middle order hitting, and then their bowling is very much on top of the tree at the moment.
Two sides very much evenly matched. Good to see Ahmad Butt coming back into the team. He adds a good angle to this Islamabad United team, but both teams bat heavy, and in a shortened game, this is going to be something special. Cool and cool umpires ready to hit the ground running, and I can tell you everyone here is super excited to get some action underway. Got up this morning, it was pouring, and I was crossing fingers. That's the HBL drone, and the catch is taken.
Yeah, there it is. It's nice to have the drone there. A couple of years ago, Alim Dar kept dropping that ball. He didn't like it, and there is Pakistan ladies cricket in amongst the Multan Sultans.
Well, to celebrate International Women's Day, Nida Dar is the Pakistan women's all-rounder. She debuted in 2010, 74 ODIs, 97 T20 internationals. What a special moment for her to give a few words of advice, a few words of encouragement on this wonderful day for women around the world. She's just come back from Australia, where she represented Pakistan in the Women's T20 World Cup.
Yeah, this is a great honour, probably one of the best honours she's ever had, to rally the troops just before the side goes out. And here come the Islamabad openers. They want to put on some sort of a show. 9 overs they've got, and so it is go hard or go home. That's the attitude you've got. There is no time to get yourself in. Even with a T20 proper, there's not a lot of time, but the energy has to be there. I said it for the last game, that when it's delayed, Cass, you've got to be ready for that first ball.
The 4 bowlers can bowl a maximum of 2 overs. The power play is the first 3 overs. We're on for it. It's going to be absolute go, go, go action here. And 2 batters who enjoy teeing off from the word go.
Ronki in particular, he's the highest run scorer so far for Islamabad, 248 runs, 85 is his highest, so that's an average of 41.33. That's good in most forms of the game at a strike rate of 155. And you've got Munro, he's striking at 142 with 223 runs, so they've both been very prolific in this Islamabad side, but in terms of a task, it's not done. They've got a couple of games where they've got to make sure they're nestled in the top 4 so they get in the playoffs and really hit the ground running if the playoffs come their way. So that's what Munro's done. The left-hander, always nice, that right-left-hand combination. He's a little bit more dour in his stroke play. Ronki's a little bit more inventive and goes for the bigger shots early. And I think we'll see something a bit different from Munro today.
It's going to be tough for the fielders. It's soft underfoot, so fielding is going to have to be right up there, particularly in a shortened version of the game. I saw a couple of drop catches yesterday, but this is a day game, so the lights shouldn't be too much of an issue. So Tanvir's been brilliant. His economy rate has been something that you've got to look at and say, in T20 cricket, that's pretty special.
Yeah, and we're underway. He starts round the wicket.
Immediately freeing his arms just for a single, but the intent is there, and in a 9-over game, you're thinking, what is the sort of total? I mean, that is what those 2 batters have got to think about. First 3 overs, power play. How are you thinking as opening bats, lads?
Look, I think when you start to see 9 overs and you think, well, we really can't lose 10 wickets, so we can go hard from that first ball. I think they'd be happy with 110 to 120. I know that 120 sounds a lot, but if you start to look at 10 runs and over, 11 or 12, I think that's where it is on this pitch. Now, the outfield might bog down a little bit. Those sky balls into the outfield, it might plug. It'll still run across the surface pretty well. Munro now.
Duck balls will be crucial here. And Multan Sultans has just been such a well-oiled unit in this HBL PSL 5. They've heavily data-driven, so that's interesting to see off-field just how much of that video analysis has impacted the players and their individual performances.
When we talk about Multan's balance, they've been very good in the final 5 overs of the T20s in terms of runs per overs when they've got the bat in hand. And when they're bowling, I think they're probably going to be up the top there too in terms of keeping the run rate down. That's not out. Missing leg stump. Now Ronke, they've got a good field to him. They've got a 45 on the offside, and that third man is pushed very square. He's almost a backward point. If we look at this one again, slow ball.
That's the length, isn't it? And everyone's been talking about how the bowlers haven't quite got it right here at Rawalpindi. Either too short or too wide, and the batters have cashed in. Great action, HBL PSL online in Pakistan, youtube.com/bsportspk. Great action, highlights, and globally, cricketgateway.com. Crashed over the inner ring, and that will be one bounce for.
Brilliant from Ronke, takes him no time. It can be a little hit and miss, but he's normally hit, and he'll hit nicely. Extra cover, got width, got himself into a really good position. Front foot down, leans back to get it elevated. Job done.
Right in the slot, and Ronke doesn't miss out. Such an experienced campaigner. He's played all of Multan's games at this PSL, so he's got good momentum. He's hit that hard, but straight to mid-off. Imran Tahir is fielding. It's a jam-packed crowd here at Rawalpindi, and they are going to be loving this. The HBL buggy interacting with fans, handing out T-shirts, caps. What a great atmosphere.
Oh, we got to play at Islamabad golf course the other day. I'm going to take the HBL buggy and get my golf clubs on the back of it.
I think you're going to need it, Slats. It's a long day.
Might be a bit boggy around the course today, but what an atmosphere we've got here again. So just so you know, the final 5 in a T20, Sultans concede 6.69 runs and over with ball in hand. This PSL, of course.
He's hit that in the air, but in the gap. Well, that's important, and I think that's a stat that you've got to say has been the success of Multan. 7 without loss. Happy International Women's Day, HBL PSL 5, and it's match 22 where great opportunities. HBL has got 40 women here, and they're enjoying a VIP experience on a very special day for women around the world. Mohamed Ilyas is opening the bowling. Right arm fast medium from the pavilion end. First over's gone for just 7. So Multan has been on top. Munro and Ronke will be looking to let loose.
Be a leg by. Yeah, stats don't lie sometimes, and this Multan side, the reason they are leading the pack at the moment, we know in the last 5 overs, their runs per over is over 11, but it's the bowling to me that's their real strength. In the last 5, they go at 6.69 runs and over. Zalmi are next at 8.53, and then everyone else is over 10, which is so telling. I remember 2 IPLs ago where Hyderabad made the final and they weren't scoring the big runs, but they had an economy rate at the death of 7. And that was at least 1.5 to 2 runs less than anyone else. They lost the final, but it got them to the final.
Good inside slats, and that's what good coaches tell you. He's got an edge and will get 4. Munro and Ronke, I can tell you what, they'll be itching to get going and really gain some momentum in this power play.
Always unlucky when it slides through the gap there. He's gone for his 2 men out in different parts of the ground, long on and backward square. So no third man, it just ran fine, probably through a 3rd slip or a 4th slip area. There we go. Cool and cool. And it's the hand sanitizer. Already we're seeing some overhitting, not trying to just ease the shot. Sometimes you can pull back and start finding the middle. But that's what's going to be interesting with that stat in the last 5 at 6.69. We've only got 9 overs, so very quickly they've got to emulate that last 5 overs. So if that's the case, we're looking at a score under 100 if they're in form.
That's why you've got to wonder what's in the minds of these two batters. How much is enough on a field where it's tough to defend? And not managing to get away. This is a good start here from Multan Sultans. Still got him one Tahir up your sleeve, and he's really good. A wonderful atmosphere at Rawalpindi.
Look at the eyes on the little fella on the left. It's like, here I am, Pindi Cricket Ground. Look at these stars out there. And that's how the next generation come through. They watch this game today and they want to come back. And they'll be in their nets, practicing.
He's gone airborne, and we'll watch it sail over the ropes for 6. First 6 of the innings for Islamabad United.
He's one of those fun players to watch. If it's his day, it is a Galutlo 6, but it's the player that I love. Just the player he is. He comes out. Doesn't matter if he misses out in the game before. He's going to back himself every innings he plays, and he's the guy that you pay the money to come and watch. He's one of many in this tournament.
Well, every 6 hit, 20,000 Pakistan rupees will be donated to charity. So the bigger the hits, the better for charity. 12 off the over, 1 ball to go. That's gone through again, and a good over this for Islamabad United. 16 from it, 23 without loss. Rizman and Shadab due in next. Shadab Khan, what a brilliant knock in the last game. Maybe disappointed that they didn't go on to win it.
There we go, a little bit lucky. There were 2 that were put through that area. This one a little bit squarer than Munro's, but a little bit lucky. So it's very interesting the field they've taken without a third man. With these short and form, the big hitting, often there are outside edges that bring third man into a catching position. But what they're saying, Multan, is that we're going to set it up straight. If we're going to get hit, we want to go down the ground. So the protection's going to be long on and deep backward square. So that means very much got to be on that off stump. Very straight bowling.
Junaid Khan just aborting his run-up. His first game in HBL PSL 5. So first game for Multan Sultans, and here at a rowdy Rawalpindi. And you can be part of the action. You can get your tickets at TCS outlets, or if you're online, you can get it at yavo.com. And a great March Madness offer for your students, 30% off. And for Women's Week until March 15th is 30% off. Some great packages, so get online and get purchasing.
Yeah, welcome. Junaid, first game. And the crowd are going off early. There he is. How old is he these days? Afridi. I played against him.
Forever young, Slats, forever young. And he gets the biggest cheer, the biggest roar when he gets out into the middle. What a player.
Oh, I love him. He is such a character. But he's been around forever. He's got to be 55. Okay, so there's that line. That's that really straight line. They'll give up a single. These men are back on the inner circle, certainly a mid-wicket. But fraught with danger as soon as you get outside off stump because third man's up. So very much bang on line, a little bit too leg side. Now that's why the field has got long on deep backward square. It's one thing having a field, you've got to bowl to it. Freedy was happy with that.
Yeah, for me, what's interesting is all this data coming in. How does Shan Masood manage to lead on field while keeping all these numbers in his mind, trying to figure out how do you keep the balance? Well, he's done brilliantly. They're right at the top of the standings, and a win here today, that qualifier, is looking pretty good for them.
See, with this angle, I'd have long off back.
Well, he's hit it right over that inner ring and will pick up 2. You'll have a change.
Well, I would with the angle with Ronke because he hit so comfortably over extra cover, and you could almost have a bit unorthodox field on that line where that ball went. So you had mid-off and you could have a man deep. There's some face painting. Brighto! Oh, fan of the match. Yeah, there's plenty of Brightos out there. Plenty of Brightos up here. Dominic Cork walking around in his jacket, 30% off. Looking splendid.
Oh, wow. He's got it cleanly. Well, there's some excitement out in the middle.
We often go on body language, we go on actions, and the fact is he's taken what we thought was a catch. We've gone up for the catch with him, but then he goes for the run out. So that would suggest he's not sure, and we're going to go on the soft single, which means a lot. And his soft signal is not out. So straight away we know it has to be conclusive now to prove that he caught it. And that can be hard to do. We'll see a million replays here, and it often is a 50-50. Sometimes you can see it carrying, and then others say, no, not out. So I'll ask you first after that first replay, Cass.
Well, the initial reaction was that if he took the catch cleanly and he really was sure, he probably would have claimed it. This is the front foot, no problem there.
This is going to be interesting. It was just the fact that then he threw the ball for the run out, so he's not sure whether it's carried.
I'm not sure it's carried. Riley Rousseau. It looks like it's died on him.
Yeah, we can't tell from that angle. Yeah, he's moved nicely. It's just not conclusive there. So there's nothing saying that he's caught it there. Remember, everyone, soft signal was not out. So we have to prove that it was taken. Now, quite often he'll feel a jam in the fingers. There may actually be 2 fingers that feel under that ball and they jam in, which to me says when you feel that, you think you've caught it.
I may have to change my mind the more I look at it.
Is it conclusive, though?
Well, this is the thing. Upstairs, it has to have the third umpire needs to be really sure that that is carried. So the soft signal was not out.
It's that frame just before you see it bump up into the back of the hand. So it's the frame. That frame. There. One frame. One frame back is the frame.
Big moment of the game.
That's the frame. What do you think? Jam fingers? Is it conclusive?
Let's have a look. Third umpire. The decision is out. Well done, Riley Rousseau. They needed a wicket early on, and it's the dangerous Luke Ronke that has to make his way off the field. Luke Ronke gone for 18 of 10, 26 for 1. 26 for 1, Islamabad United. It's a 9-over affair here at Rawalpindi. A wet outfield got us off to a late start. Shadab Khan's at the crease. The captain loves leading from the front and has had a really good HBL PSL 5. Good knock in the last game here.
Oh, he was dynamite. He got 70 odd and it was full of control. It was power. The bowlers didn't know where to bowl to him in the end. And we'll just watch his energy at the crease. He's the sort of guy that any youngster watching, he comes out and you just know that he's ready to go. Can he go again with the bat? Obviously, there's not many overs today.
And he's gone first ball. And he'll be a busy character at the crease. Loves rotating the strike, turning ones into twos. Been brilliant at that.
And as we thought, Cass, you watch this ball bounce. We haven't seen this. It's normally really hard, but it's soggy out there and it just plugged. And let's have another look at this catch. Now, Ronke's going to look at this in the dressing room and he's going to wonder how it was overturned and given out, because you very rarely see when it goes up as a soft signal that it's overturned. But obviously the third umpire saw that going into the hand cleanly. Very interesting.
One ball to go. Oh, a lovely little shot from Shadab Khan. He knows how important runs are here in these opening 3 overs. The power play is done. It's 32 for 1.
Sorry, son.
We've got a short game of cricket here, but it'll be full on action, especially when this man comes on to do anything. Shahid Afridi. That's asking to be hit. Oh, and that's been put away. That's a bad one. That's a gift.
Yeah, that's a bad start. 253rd, HBL 6. Tried to bowl a quicker delivery. And Colin Munro just opened up that front leg. And I told you what the dimensions were. Probably about 63 into that corner.
It's gone after him again. There is a long on there. It goes past him. It's 6 more.
2 and 2 then for Colin Munro. He is not going to stop. There's no need to stop. Could we, Ellen? Could we see it? Could we see 6 sixes?
Gone again! It's the big one!
There's 3, Ellen. 3 in 3. Always happens. Afridi can cause trouble with the ball sometimes. But in a reduced game, what a time to start commentary, Alan Wilkins.
Just fasten your seatbelts. 3 consecutive sixes.
Don't go anywhere.
Shahid Afridi did not want to be in that page of the record books.
Well, just look at the absolute speed of the ball as well. 50 up.
Yeah, 50 up for Islamabad. What a time for a Dapal T moment. It's a wonder they didn't spill it. All 3 of them. Right, so that brings Shadab. 6 from 2. And Colin Munro in brilliant form here. It's flat again, isn't it, from Shahid Afridi?
Well, it's experience. The ball before, he must have bowled it so quick. This is wide to Shadab Khan. He knows that Shadab Khan wants to hit him straight.
Bowled. Up at the toes. Stops him from using his arms. 4 gone, 52 for 1. Three of those sixes coming from the bat of Colin Munro, the New Zealander. But now it's a change of bowling here. It's Imran Tahir, who's one of the most travelled cricketers on the globe. But he's been a brilliant servant for South African cricket, Pakistani born. What's he got? Shadab goes after him. It's come off the inside edge of the bat. It's only 1.
Well, the one thing he can't do, Alan, is he cannot give it a lot of flight here. You've seen already when Shahid Afridi gave it a little bit of flight what Colin Munro looked to do. He'll try exactly the same. He has to go flatter. He has to bowl the googly.
Which he bowls beautifully. He bowls so effectively. Hello, we've got the reverse sweep out. It's effective.
Munro knows exactly what Imran Tahir is going to do. So what he says is, okay, it's going to be outside off stump. I can play the reverse sweep. Gets in position early. Switches the hands. Not a reverse sweep, a switch hit.
Spin is the bowling that goes furthest here in Rawalpindi. That's gone straight up in the air. Who wants it? Sohail Tanvir, ice in his veins, and Imran Tahir, as he does so often, breaks a partnership, breaks hearts.
Loves his celebration, Imran Tahir, and he deserves it. Brave here, little bit of flight, always going to be the googly. Munro tries to drag it. This isn't easy. How many times have we seen these big high catches being put down? Colin Munro is having a bit of afters with Imran Tahir. All this afters. Got to calm down, young man. End of Colin Munro's innings, 25, 57 for 1.
Shadab is on strike, and his new batting partner is the South African Colin Ingram. Colin Ingram, who on his CV has got 4 T20 centuries, 4. He's played 31 one-day internationals for the Proteas and 9 T20Is, but he's got in 264 T20 matches, this fella who hits the ball as far and as hard as anyone, 400s. Well, spin here at Rawalpindi is the kind of bowling that goes furthest. 11 wickets at 39, Seam 51 at 27. Seam bowls best.
Yeah, it does, but this is brave from Imran Tahir because he gives it a little bit of flight. A good catch from Sohail Tanvir, and then there's a bit of afters. I'll just keep our eye on that.
Big stretch again. Imran Tahir's done well. He's removed Munro. 5 gone, 59 for 2.
Touch away. That's the next stop. Right arm bowling down.
59 for 2 Islamabad in 5 overs put into bat. And it's a match of just 9 overs per side. Here's England's Moeen Ali. He's played 60 test matches for England, 102 one-dayers. And he's played a whole stack of T20s. He's got 200s and 106 wickets. Colin Ingram. Right, a direct hit, might have been asking a question.
Yeah, it's a good start as well by Moeen Ali. Bowled into his pads. Directed, I think it probably would have been out. Yeah, he gave it up, Colin Ingram. But it's an important stage here for Islamabad United, as they got themselves off to that decent start. Now what they can't do is just take their foot off the pedal here. They have to keep going. Remember those 2 shortened games on this ground.
Yeah, it's full from Moeen Ali. He knows that Shadab will go after him with those long bat swings of his. Shadab's been in great form, 77 yesterday.
Yeah, and the reason why I say, Alan, just remember those shortened games. That game, 15 over game a couple of nights ago, they got to a 170. A 12 over game, they got to 132.
This has travelled, this has travelled. And it's 4 for Colin Ingram, and he's making a lot of room for himself because Moeen Ali's darting these balls into his pads.
Yeah, and that's why I think it's important that they've got to keep going. I think they need to get at least 90 to 100. I think that's minimum. 120, I think, would be a good score. This has been, I think, one of the best pitches in the PSL so far for everything. Bit of pace, bit of bounce, and you can get through the ball.
They might have seen him coming, but Ingram has not got enough on this. Gone. James Vince, the Englishman, takes the catch, and it's an Englishman who's bowled it, and it's a South African who's on his way out.
Absolutely. Again, just held back. This is brave bowling. I like this from the Multan Sultans. It's brave. It's a good catch again. How many catches did we see put down yesterday? And it's the end of the dangerous Colin Ingram. He goes to 6. 65 for 3.
Asif Ali is the new batsman for Islamabad. Magnificent strike rate of 165. And he is really the kind of player you want coming in a shortened game of cricket. Shadab, he hasn't got enough of this. Is it going to be another catch? No! James Vince again, but he sprinted in to take it.
Yeah, that was would have been a spectacular catch. He had to make so much ground. Let me tell you, James Vince is quick to the ball. And look how it plugs. That's how wet it is. Got to be careful here. I keep saying it, Shadab Khan. Of course you want to get to 90, 100. But very rare have we seen that middle order of Islamabad United so early on.
It's got to be virtually a shot a ball. It's only a 9-over game. 6 of them have gone 68 for 3.
I like the pace that Islamabad United have generated in this short spell. 6 overs and 68 on the board. Wickets do not matter that much in a 9-over contest. That's gone fine. Shahid Afridi gets to the ball. That's good fielding. Hello, Slats.
Rummies, yeah, they need to field really well now. They need to bowl good tight lines to the field that's in place and just hope that Islamabad don't keep motoring along at over 11 runs and over.
That's nice and full from Imran Tahir. The USP has been spin bowling in 9 overs. They kind of handcuffed and handicapped a little Multan Sultans because they do not have the luxury to unleash the entire spin department for 5 overs each. Big shot is it's not connected well and will be taken. Moin Ali is a good fielder. Took it easily and is off again, Imran Tahir.
Oh, there he goes. Oh, there's a little bit of spirit there. He does get carried away sometimes. I love his flamboyant celebration, but there's a little bit of anger in that for some reason. It was the Munro dismissal that I think got him worked up, but had to make good ground, Moeen Ali. And when you make the ground early, you can just be stationary under those high balls, comfortably taken, and he's having to be settled down out there. It's gone for 14, the dangerous Shadab, it's 70 for 4.
Rizwan Hussain is at the non-striker's end. Right, it's another chance. Imran Tahir, can he lap it? Can he take it? No. Is he going to reprimand himself now?
He might do. He might do. It was Moeen Ali's in the end. It looked like immediately had gone just straight up, which would be a caught and bowled opportunity, but you look where Moeen Ali is when he drops it, he's just standing there.
The keeper likes it from Imran Tahir, nice and full. There's a strategy, there's a ploy, and so far so good from the leggy. 2 for 12 in 1.5.
Look at that, Ramesh, the Oppo selfie.
Working on it.
I like the look of those selfies from the Oppo, the Oppo phone.
Get the drift.
I heard Sunday was the day. Well, it's Sunday.
Well, it's still got a few hours left.
I was relying on you, Rambo. Okay, Hussain now.
Oh, that's wide. Googly attempted, and it was wided by the umpire, and rightly so.
Just back to that drop catch. He called it, Tahir, wanted it immediately, so he did shush Moeen away. He finishes well. And only 6 from the over with 1 Excitable wicket, 74 for 4.
This is looking good, even though they've lost a couple of wickets in that last over, but United on course for a powerful first innings score. Multan Sultans have been opposition specific in regard to picking their 11 and bowling 11. Junaid Khan didn't play, I think, even a single game, but here he is appearing for them because he's a good bowler with those off-cutters and leg cutters, hits the deck hard. Kind of a specialist T20 asset. 1 for 9 for him. Gone up in the air, is called for it. It's going to be mine. Takes it quite easily in the air, and Asif Ali perishes. Another wicket goes down.
Well bowled. We talk about the change-ups, and that's why he's out there. And that's his second, 2 for 9 into his second over. You have a luxury, I think, when you're leading the table, just to be flexible in the squad and change it up, give everyone a bit of a go unless they're needed in the playoffs. So another wicket falls, which slows things down for United. He's gone for 4, 74 for 5.
Strike back.
Ahmad is an all-rounder. He's out there. Both batsmen on naught each. Strike rate of 106, which is not bad. But they need to finish properly here, Islamabad United, because the crescendo was built up so nicely, but that crescendo has tapered off a little. That's gone fine, and 4. I'm sure Erin is enjoying this electric atmosphere. How's it?
Oh, it's absolutely fantastic down here on the boundary. The crowd is electric, but it is my very favourite time of the day. It's Hamada Heroes powered by Inverex, celebrating the unsung heroes of Pakistan. And Sarah Mahboob Khan, you are our Hamada hero. Congratulations. And you are the #1 tennis player in Pakistan. What an achievement.
Thank you so much. Honestly, I'm so excited to be here right now. It's an incredible way to kind of, recognize all the hard work and everything. And it's funny because when I first got the phone call, I thought it was a prank. But honestly, we're so happy, my dad and I, to be here today and to be recognized.
Now, speaking of your dad, he is a tennis coach, and my question to you is, why tennis and what made you want to be a part of tennis? But surely having a dad who's a coach is an amazing inspiration.
Yeah, honestly, I don't remember ever choosing it. Ever since I can remember, I've had a tennis racket in my hand, obviously because my dad's been coaching for many, many years. He's a USPTR certified coach. So yeah, support was never a problem at home. My mom and dad both were extremely supportive, and I'm really grateful for them. So yeah, that's how it kind of started, yeah. And then obviously I realized that I really like it as well. So then, yeah, I kept playing.
Now, you've just become the #1 player in Pakistan again. You were the youngest ever, but you finally made it way back to #1. What's on the horizon for you? What's next?
Yeah, so for the longest time, it was a goal of mine ever since I came back from college, which was in 2015, that I wanted to regain my #1 ranking. So I was kind of after that for a while, and about 3 weeks ago, I got it back, and we're so excited about it. And the goal now is to maintain it for as long as I possibly can. Yeah.
We're absolutely thrilled to have you here. We'll get you to sign the Inverex bat for me now, from our Hamari hero Inverex fan. And just because we're at a cricket game, let's talk a little bit of cricket. Who are you going for today? Who are you barracking?
Well, I'm from Islamabad, so definitely it's Islamabad United, yeah.
Well, easy choice. Thank you so much for your time. It's wonderful to have you here. Sarah Mahboob Khan, of course, is our Hamari hero for today's game.
Yeah, great to have her here on Women's Day. Special day for ladies all over the world, and especially here in Pakistan, because there's Aurat March that's been conducted in various cities all over Pakistan. So more power to women.
Exactly, Rameez. It's a special day, isn't it?
Absolutely,
and obviously there were some upgraded and discounted tickets for the women of Pakistan here at Pindi Cricket Ground. I mean, personally, I celebrate them every day.
Sure. Slow ball, doesn't collar it. Chance at the non-striker's end, and he's gone, I think. Rizwan doesn't like it. Oh, take it easy, boys. Things hotting up a little, which we don't want.
Well, we've seen it from both sides now. A couple of individuals who are not happy with what's going on. In that situation, it was just a terrible mix-up. So he's just thinking that ball watching, call back. He was 2/3 of the way down. Both go, they would have made it. That's the display, but you don't really want to get too cross with your teammate. He's gone for 7. 81 for 6. They're stalling here.
Junaid Khan has 2 for 16. Multan Sultans making a grand comeback.
They are. I think it's really hard with that new ball. 8 overs done, 82 for 6.
Mighty blows from Munro and Ronki. Shadab lasted for 12 balls for his 14 in the innings. Seems to have just quietened a bit in the later part of the innings. A short and wide, not given a wide. What?
Well, I don't think you play for the wides there when you've got no third man. I mean, that to me is just juicy. You're up and over that. It goes fine, it goes square, that's 4. So the dot ball is absolutely gold. Multan have pulled this back beautifully. 2 for 57, 3 for 65, 4 for 70, 5 for 74, 6 for 81. There's no cameo in that middle order. They were on track for 110, 120. It just shows how quickly 1 or 2 overs can change things.
Different angle, wrong line. It's a wide.
Gets it back. There you go. You can play for the wide there.
Watch ball by ball action on cricketgif.com. A website that looks after you. A lot of people in. what a massive audience we've got tonight.
It's a great crowd, isn't it?
Brilliant, absolutely, and making a lot of noise as well, Slats.
And Rummies, they hang around too, even with the rain. They still turn up.
Play and a miss. Good line. Staying away from his bat radar. That is good bowling from Sohail Tanveer. Good defensive skills shown by him. None for 7 in 1.2. Priceless stuff from Sohail Tanveer.
All right, who's going to bowl the last one and give it to Tahir? Oh, he's bowled his two,
yeah.
Sorry.
His bowled his Kota.
I thought he had one up his sleeve. I was just giving him an extra one. I wanted to see his celebration.
Right, he's got to aim it better, Sohail Tanveer. The ladies at work.
And some very good dance moves, Rummies. You're a mirror dancer, aren't you?
Yeah, absolutely.
You don't come out in public.
No, I'm willing to take that dip with you. Oh, beats him all end up. I think it was the shape away from that Yorker length that turned out to be such a super delivery.
Well, watch this ball dance. It's gone away. Look at the seam. Perfect. It was swinging through the air. That's because it's only in the 9th over. So this could be ultimately a super over, but we've also got a super over right there. J. super over. Off peg, and the stumps go over.
A hamper in a 10-second work. Play and a miss. It's not working for United. And that's the sorry part of this innings, because they were so well set up to get past 100. Run rate at one stage was hovering around 11, 12. It's come down to below 10 now.
Well, Rummies, they are doing exactly what they've done right through this HBL PSL 5, in that their death overs, the final 5, they're the best by 2 runs. 6.69 they go for in the final 5. They've done exactly that today. They've pulled it back in the last 5, and they're not going to make 100. 2 balls to go.
That's clubbed, is it? Just makes it for 6. A relief.
And he just got there. There were 2 catches on the boundary rope, converging on it, and they thought there might have been one of those. We see it often, don't we, where you jump up and lay it back for your fielder inside the rope, but it was just a little bit too long. So good strike, exactly what United needed. Another slow ball, actually came back at him a little bit. Good hit.
Yeah, very good hit. He had to beat that fielder at long on. Just about made it for 6. Last ball of the innings. Here we go. Short ball hit hard on the bounce. Ball dies after hitting the turf. The throw is at the non-striker's end. It is a gone. He's a goner, all right. The finger is raised. Plenty of action and entertainment in that 9-over bust.
Oh, what? It was a frenzy. We've got to take our breath up here, because it's just been on for 9 overs, full pelt. Like Formula 1 racing, it is out there. And that was great fielding at the end. He's at long on, and he could just see in his periphery that he had to go to the keeper's end, the long end. And it was a perfect throw. So Butts run out for 8. Islamabad United, they stalled in the back half. 91 for 7. Here's this throw, fantastic. Low, flat, bounces perfectly.
Yeah, knew exactly which end to aim. Went to the keeper's end and beat the batsman by a mile. Right, the last 30 balls only produced 39 runs for the loss of 6 wickets. That is a fantastic comeback by Multan Sultans, and a great reference point for the captain when he leads them back into the dugout. Talk about this wonderful bowling performance and fielding effort, and let's take it with you when you go out to bat. 91 for the loss of 7. Right, we'll take a short break and come back with a run chase.
Full house at Rawalpindi on International Women's Day, and fantastic initiatives that are being held by Pakistan Cricket Board to honor women on this fantastic day. The families have come out, and it's good to see the support for the HBL PSL 5 with the entire tournament being played here at home. So that's the target. Multan Sultans looking for 92 to cement their spot at the top of the standings of HBL PSL 5. Islamabad United, they'll be disappointed they weren't able to get over 100 in that 9-over stint. I mean, they had the batting but weren't able to push on alongside Dominic Cork, and you've got to wonder what went wrong after a pretty decent start.
Yeah, I talked about on commentary with Alan Wilkins that really after the top four we haven't seen that middle order. They've relied a lot on Ronki and Munro and Shadab Khan and Colin Ingram, and I think that was what was good with the Multan Sultans. They didn't panic, they put them under pressure, took wickets. But in some ways you turn it onto the game yesterday, and I know they were chasing the Zalmi were chasing 196 yesterday, and it only became a 9-over game because of rain. Well, they got to 85 for 2 in that 9 overs, so they need slightly more today, the Multan Sultans, 92. But I think once that total is set, you know where you need to be. 3 overs of the power play. He'll know, Shadab Khan, exactly that he's got to put the opposition under pressure by taking early wickets. And it'll be interesting to see with all their stats gurus, the Multan Sultans, who comes out to bat.
They've been heavily data-driven, and Shan Masood has managed to handle things really well. His leadership has been exemplary in this HBL PSL 5. Shadab Khan, he'll feel the pressure. Everyone looking for those top 4 qualifier spots in this competition. And he would have been very disappointed yesterday at how rain affected that game. Peshawar Zalmi, of course, went on to win.
Well, they're not ready at the moment, the Multan Sultans batsmen. They're ready. Here they are. We're ready. Are they ready? We know that James Vince is one. Who else is coming out?
There's a hush around the stadium because everyone's anticipating this clash. It's 92 required in 54 balls. And this packed stadium will enjoy what they see. If you're looking for tickets, you can get it at TCS outlets or online at yevo.com. Remember, 30% March Madness for students and also 30% off for selected packages for women during Women's Week until the 15th of March.
Yeah, I got that 30% off in the shops yesterday, though.
I know you did. Did you post it on Instagram?
No. So they've sent out Zishan Ashraf. So left-hand, right-hand combination. No Shan Masood, no Moeen Ali. We knew that Vince would probably come out. Now really not just an experienced man in PSL, but in World T20 franchise cricket. This man plays all over the globe now. Australia, South Africa, of course England too. Here we go.
Dale Steyn will get us underway. He's got a slip in place. And he's crashed it over, slips, and the first ball goes for 4 as Multan look for 92 for victory.
Back of a length. He went back of a length last night and was dealt with by Cameron Akmal. This was a little bit fortunate for Zishan. He's got to have a smile on his face. Look, as a bowler, you've got to have a smile on your face all the time at 2020 because they're going to keep coming at you. Straight away, he changes the field. Had the extra man on the offside, so he had 5 fielders inside the circle on for the first ball. Now he's put an extra man, so a deep mid-wicket in place.
Playing a miss, good change up from Steyn.
Yeah, it just goes down the side of the ball, so a little bit like an off spinner. A lot of people around the world call it an off cutter. It's not an off cutter, it's an off spinner.
Great coverage for you across platforms. Pakistan Super League's official YouTube channel, and you can get exclusive match highlights and great content.
Again, just tinkering with his field. So third man now up in the circle, and there's a deep point out. Is he going to try and pitch it up? Did he learn from last night, Dale Steyn, about not bowling too short?
Great use of the feet from Zishan. Oh, good effort down on the boundary by Shadab Khan, but it goes for 4.
This was nearly an excellent piece of fielding from Shadab Khan, because he knows how wet the outfield is. Good shot again. This is down like a leg spinning, leg cutter. So taking pace off, nearly, he slips. Lucky. May have had an injury with that, but watch his right foot, wow. So Lucky, we know it's very boggy, and we talked about how these two sides have perhaps decided to go ahead with a game that maybe isn't perfect conditions.
Good single, good rotation of strike. 9 from the opening over so far, with 2 balls to go.
Yeah, and it's like one of these games. Everybody thinks a 9-over game, it's just everybody has to be go, go, go. There's still little parts of this game that don't overthink the situation, don't panic. Same as everywhere. You know, you think everything changes. All of a sudden we have a toss, let's get out there, and all of a sudden you start panicking. Stay brave.
He's got it through the gap. 4 runs.
I'm very biased when it comes to James Vince, because I was part of his introduction into the first-class game at Hampshire. I just think this man has got so much time. A lot of world batsmen out there would love to have this man's timing. He makes it look easy at times. We all know the faults, yes, but on the eye, he's beautiful.
A single to end the over. 14 from the opening over, 14 without loss.
Left arm bowling over.
Multan Sultans 14 without loss. Another 78 required from 48 deliveries. Akif Javed sharing the new ball, and James Vince powers this away on the leg side. Is about to say excellent fielding, but that goes away for 4. Unfortunate. Rizwan did an excellent job, but just at the end, and it's very soft underfoot, so not easy. That goes for a first ball for 4.
Yeah, I like Akif Javed. He's one of those emerging players. Had a little bit of an injury after a couple of good games early on in Lahore. But he's up against somebody who is going to get rid of that left leg, just open himself up. He's going to try and hit him every ball.
Now this thick edge flies to the boundary for 4. It's all going the way of Multan Sultans early on in this run chase.
Well, that's what I talked about. I'm going to try and win this first 3 overs, this power play. 32 for 1 in the first 3 overs in Islamabad United. He'll take that. Just remember that the only 2 fielders out at the moment are deep mid-wicket, deep square leg. So he's going to try and look to hit down the ground.
Again through the gap. Vince is turning it on here at Rawalpindi, and 3 fours in a row in the second over.
Slightly over pitch, tried to go for the Yorker, and because he's deep in his crease, watch his hands. That is what you're talking about. Any young boy or girl out there wanting to know how to try and hit the ball a little bit harder, get your hands through it. Watch this. Hands. Uses his hands. Nice high back lift. Deep in the crease. That's not a bad delivery. And it goes for 4.
Played for the Pearl Rocks in the MSL and was one of the reasons they went on to win that competition. Runs at the top from Vince. Vital. Straight down the ground now for 4. Vince dealing in boundaries, and Multan are galloping to victory here.
Yeah, this is an education for the young left-arm bowler. This is a lesson in pressure, lesson in how to try and stop somebody on top of his game. Talked about staying leg side, open yourself up. The reason why he does that, because he gives him the option of hitting both sides of the wicket. Maybe collapses his back leg a little bit, but when you hit it as hard as he does, then you can. Long on in now, deep square leg up. We'll have to still go full.
Make that boundary number 5 for James Vince. Akif is taking punishment here in his opening over. 20 from it with 1 ball to go.
And they're already past where Islamabad were in their power play, and there's an over and 1 ball to go. He's 25 from 7 deliveries, James Vince. What a performer this Hampshire-born man is.
Shut up, just trying to console the bowler. What do you say? At the same time, Islamabad were 19 without loss. A good stop in the ring. They'll pinch a single. 21 off the second over. It's 35 without loss. A sold-out crowd here on International Women's Day are absolutely loving the action. 21 runs from the last over. Most conceded in a PSL over is 28, so 7 short, but what an over that was. Ruman Rais is coming into the fire here, Dom.
Well, he is, and hopefully Akif Javid doesn't take too much and worry about that too much, because this man is a good player. He is a good player, hence why he plays franchise T20 cricket around the globe. You've got a more experienced man in Ruman Rais come on, and let's see how he handles it. Will he stay round or over? I think he has to go round with the field and try and go full and straight. Maybe a slower ball.
Vince's strike rate 325. No ball. Oh, the worst possible start.
And I tell you what, when James Vince saw that arm go up, he wasn't going for a quick single. No thanks. I'll take this. I fancy a bit of a free hit, don't you?
Youngsters under pressure here in a cauldron-like environment, and that's a big one. He's crunched that over mid-off, 1 bounce for 4.
It's a little bit like Michael Slater on the golf course. He never missed a fairway. Off 12 handicap, this is what James Vince brings. Pitch it up, hit it straight. It is just excellent. It is brilliant batting. Pressure, knowing that you've got to get your side off to a good start in a power play, 3 overs, a 9 over game. What a game of T20.
30 from 10, Vince. Hasn't fielded down at long on just for a single, but it's heart-stopping action here at Rawalpindi. Will we see some big sixes here? Pepsi catch a craw. Win your share of a craw if you catch it in the crowd, and that is a good catch. We've had 21 successful catches so far, and they currently stand a chance of sharing a craw. Pepsi catch a craw, great initiative.
What I've also enjoyed is the fact this is our last game in Rawalpindi.
And your last game.
Yeah, it is, unfortunately, but I'm just so glad that T20 is putting on a show for these people.
Well, is that going down, Dom?
Going down. Think of the angle, the left arm, it's not swinging, going down. But I'm really glad, and I say for a reason, is because we've had some cold weather here in Rawalpindi. We'll just have a look at this replay, but it's definitely going down. Definitely not a chance that's hitting the stumps. And I'm so glad they've turned up. Wind, rain, coldness. They now have sun to finish off. And you never know. We may have our first super over. Why not?
You've been calling for it, haven't you? He's hit that into the gap for 4. Vince is seeing it so well here at Rawalpindi and dealing in boundaries.
He doesn't want a super over. This game now, let me tell you now, this game is won. Multan Sultans only need 46 from 38 deliveries. It's nearly down to a runner ball.
Well, the fastest 50 in all PSL is off 17 deliveries. James Vince at the moment is 35 of 12.
He's striking at 291, Cass. He's seeing it well.
Will they push for 2? No, just a single.
Being berated at the back of the comms box by Michael Slater, saying the game is won. Of course it's not won. I know that. But I tell you what, if Vince keeps hitting it, he'll need an HBL buggy to fill all them prizes and man of the match prizes.
The fans have absolutely loved their time here at Rawalpindi. This has been one of the greatest experiences in terms of commentating to this. Amazing.
I tell you what, I'm going to have to sit down in a minute. Oof.
Oh, he's just popped this up for a single to end the over and end the power play. After 3 overs, it's 48 without loss.
Well, you have to sift through those numbers. It's a 9-over game. And that power play is only 3 overs, so that's done. And Shadab, this young captain of Islamabad, has got so much to do here to pull this back. If he picks up a couple of wickets, as Imran Tahir did for Multan, it'll change the complexion of this innings. They've got to get rid of Vince, but it's Zishan on strike. Oh, he went wide. He hasn't caught hold of this. It's just short.
Well, it looks like Multan not only want the 2 points to go to 11 with 3 games after this one, they want to get their net run rate up as well. They want everything increased. They're on fire. It is bullying stuff. But what I like about it, we've seen some really good cricket shots. It hasn't been slogging, Wilco.
No, you're right. And James Vince, this young player from England, he's played 13 tests. Oh, he's going to get runs for this as well. It's all going Multan's way. Shadab, what has he got? Has he got a trick up his sleeve? The 50 comes up. in just 20 deliveries.
The only way they can falter is to lose wickets. But they're not going to stop. Vince has been scintillating. That's a little bit lucky.
He's worked this one leg side, and it's 6.
He moves to 46. Guess how many balls? 15. What a show he's putting on, the Englishman. It is so hard to keep up with because he's cracking them to all parts. He nearly hit 6 fours off and over.
Goes wide, goes over point, and it's going to land safely.
Well, I said when they started, it's go hard or go home. They want to get back home tonight. Early, I mean. Get the early flight.
James Vince has said this young English player hasn't got 100 in any form for England, but surely that's going to come. How well he has timed the ball today in slats. It's been all with classical shots.
Well, if you contrast this innings with what we saw from Islamabad, apart from a couple of early shots from, well, there's Tapple Tea. It's always tea time here in the PSL, that's for sure. So they need 30 from 31. It's a doddle from here. Wide. Not called. So end of the over. That was very wide indeed. 62 for no loss.
Nine-over match. This is a long delay before play got underway at 4:15. Islamabad United put into bat 91 for 7. Monroe with 25. Tahir was magnificent with 2 wickets. Junaid 2. Sultan 62 for no wicket.
Well, comparative score was 52 for 1, 62 for no loss. So there's only 10 runs in it and a wicket, but this is where it all went wrong for Islamabad. This is where they started losing wickets, and Multan were able to drag it back with good bowling. But just look at the stroke play. There's a few sketchy ones. It's heavy hitting, but I feel it's better stroke play than we saw in the first innings. They just got into a bit of a slogfest, Islamabad, instead of staying controlled, keeping their head still. That is the key. That's what he's done so well. Keeping the head, therefore the eyes, very still on contact.
Mahmoud Musa Khan is the bowler. Well, he'll change it up. Generally, he's got a very good slingy action. But James Vince has been certainly in the England setup for 13 tests, 13 one-days and 12 T20Is. He's got 1 T20 100. How about the Pepsi catch a crore, win a share of a crore at the end of the season? And that man is part of it. He will have a share of a crore. I think you'll have to dump the horn and get your hands around the ball. Where'd he bowl to James Vince? He's on 49. Yorker, that's as good as we've seen. But that is 50, half century for James Vince. It's been sparkling. 20 balls it's taken him.
There's Mushtaq Ahmed and Andy Flower, the coaching staff in there, equals the fastest 50 this season. And Cameron Akmal is joint leader there. So absolutely outstanding. And we were here to witness it, and everyone watching at home. Obviously the crowd are enjoying the fireworks. And what a treat if he's still out there at the end. That would be some innings. It already is. Never ceases to amaze these guys. Their skill level just keeps improving.
And one gets past the bat. We haven't seen that too much in this innings. You're right, Slats, about the way that Islamabad batted. They needed someone to stick around, much like James Vince is doing this for Multan. It was a bit helter-skelter. It was a bit frenetic, wasn't it?
Yeah, it just seemed to be without game plan, just without the individuals coming out, knowing where their strengths were. And WinViz has certainly got Multan on top at 91%. And Unite, not 9%. They're running out of time now. Overs, balls ticking down, the runs not far away now. 29 they need, Multan.
It's a full toss. Third man is down there, but it beats him. And the runs coming everywhere. Andy Flower, the coach for Multan, doesn't show emotion. And as an Islamabad United player, can you show emotion? They're getting a battering here.
It's been a nice HBL PSL 5 for Andy Flower. He's had the comfort of a winning side, therefore a winning dressing room. I think it's probably the best balanced side I've seen when you look at the batting and certainly the bowling. The bowling strength is going to see them get to the final, I believe. Far superior at the end.
A little bit on the short side. It's only one. 6 from the over. 5 gone, 68 without loss. Shadab gone. Simple as you like. Shadab Khan takes the wicket. He needs a few more.
He certainly does. Something for him. Something for United. Something to go on. A wicket. A breakthrough. And they need plenty more and very quickly. It was slow. It was very short. Probably could have been best served to stay in his crease and then whack it to the onside. He advanced, skewed it back at 16 and he's out. 68 for 1. Finally a wicket.
Two stumps.
Well, just when you thought it was safe to go back in the water, in comes Moeen Ali. This man can win a game in seconds. So we've got the two Englishmen out there in the middle right now. This is the end of Zishan Ashraf.
It wasn't the greatest delivery, and it just shows you don't have to bowl a great one to get a wicket. It just hit the toe end. Got there a little bit early, therefore it was skewed back and an easy caught and bowled. So they've got 1 wicket.
Cheeky from Moeen Ali. He's going to get a boundary very first ball.
Well, we talk about batting plans, Wilco, and he's come out and he's recognised that there's no fielder there. So it was a pre-med shot. He just needed a delivery that was the right length. Certainly the line mattered as well, but Moeen Ali is strode out and he knew exactly where he wanted to hit, and that's one of his strengths. In control.
He's going to get 4 more here, this time offside.
Incredible, isn't it? I'm not sure he picked the wrong one either. But enough of an edge to go fine enough. It was the wrong and away from him. No, I'll say that he was well in control of that stroke. So they need 16 now, Multan. It's been a doddle, thanks to Vince.
Oh, look at the touch. He'll get one.
Oh, Oppo selfie, there we go again. We've seen a couple of them. There's a million going on with those Oppo phones out there. Get one up in the commentary box. We'll take a million of them.
Thought you'd got one, Slats.
Trying hard.
Vince, once again. It's the middle of the bat and a bit of footwork. Multan running away with this.
Well, the way they're going, they need 13. They get within 2 hits and they might as well go for it. Finish it in style, I say, Wilco. That's the way they've batted right the way through. It's the way they bowled in the final 5.
Well, that's wide. 80 comes up. 12 runs required.
Wow, if they were batting first, what would they have scored?
Well, the last thing you do is give James Vince a full toss. He's going to accept that gleefully. 6 gone, 84 for 1.
Blue Moon. It's your favourite song, isn't it? So here we go. Here's the Cricket Gift Fantasy app leaderboard, and well done. Congratulations to Hafiz. He's won in the last game. For each match, you went up to 30,000 rupee. And hurry up to select your team for the next game. The winning team of the tournament in the Cricket Gift Fantasy League will receive 1 million rupees.
Are they going to go for a second? No, they're not.
7 to win now, Wilco. What an innings we've seen. Vince has dominated.
Well, he was part of the South African team that won the South African MSL, Paul Rocks, and he was just the go-to man for the captain, Faf du Plessis. Look at these shots. He hits the ball so hard, so straight, and so classically. And then when you want to improvise, he's got that as well. Wide, and he smashes this. It's 4 more. This is beautiful to watch, but not if you're an Islamabad fan.
Wow. Wow. That's all I can say.
Well, I'll tell you what, those are the 2 Pakistan women's cricketers right there, Nida Dar and Alia Riaz, and they're watching a masterclass here.
Yeah, it has been, and the feature has been the stillness of his head and eyes. I think that's why he's been able to seize every opportunity. He's turned deliveries into an opportunity. They need 3 to win.
Little full toss, which he clips for 1. How's that for the Osaka run? Got to get it to. Oh, she's as quick as we've seen.
Yeah, and we're celebrating International Women's Day as well. So it's been a special day. Yesterday it was all about breast cancer awareness. And coming up live from Lahore, Qalandars up against the Karachi Kings, another big match.
Yeah, the Qalandars last night winning against Quetta Gladiators on a turning pitch. Full toss again. There it is. The winning runs for Multan Sultans. They have wiped the floor today here in Rawalpindi with Islamabad. And the Multan Sultans look strong. They have won by 9 wickets, with James Vince the star of the show with 61 not out from 24. This has been some contest by the Sultans.
They blitzed it, absolutely blitzed it. 2.2 overs remaining. That's how dominant a display it's been. They set it up by coming back with ball in hand. And then Vince absolutely took control. And he remains not out. What a feature. What a spectacle we've seen.
11 fours and a 6 for the Englishman James Vince. And if you hadn't heard of him before, you most certainly have now in this PSL. And he'll be a key component, as will Moeen Ali, in this side. They look a very good side. Their bowling looks penetrative, and it looks just the real deal.
It does. It's the best balance I've seen, Wilco, and I'll keep harping on about their bowling as being a real asset. You need the runs, of course you do, but you need that economy rate. And so you've got a really good coaching staff, and you've got a team really humming, haven't you? I suppose the only fear is that you don't want to stumble towards the end, but they can't think of that because everything they're doing is top class, and they moved to 11 points. They've only dropped 1 game.
Yes, and when you consider it, full marks to the ground staff today and to the players of both squads, because on another day, another contest, the sides might have said we're not playing on this outfield because it's not fit for play, but it was. We've had some fantastic entertainment here, and the ground staff, fair play to them, they got this contest, they got this game going.